This is the 2026 Acura Integra A-spec Tech. Does it have the right features at the right price? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're back at Acura in Shreveport, Louisiana to go over this Integra and tell you all about it. Don't forget, if you come in to buy a new vehicle, it only applies to new vehicles here at this particular dealership, mention that you saw my video on the vehicle you're buying, and make sure you do that early on in your deal. You will receive $500 off. That's the Vehicle Visionary discount. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. Right off the bat, you're going to see one of the changes for the 2026 model years, and that's going to be the color matched grille. Now, you'll only find this with double apex blue and performance red. So depending on what color you go with will determine whether you do or do not get that feature. Now, we do have a combination of gloss black here and the Aero kit. Now, that's going to be everything that you see running around the lower portion of the body. It does go all the way around. You can see that's the gloss black. You can see there these spoilers. Everything is LED headlights, LED daytime running lights. We also have our LED fog lights down there on the lower portion of the front end. I know a lot of you are big fans of that based on comments you leave on my videos. We have the Integra logo stamped right here into the front end and the 18-inch gloss black wheels. Tell me what you think about these wheels. I do think that stands out nicely with this exterior color. You'll find the A-spec logo. And with your side view mirrors, everything I know a lot of you are looking for. They're heated, they're power adjustable, turn signal indicators are built in, and you will also find your blind spot monitoring, which is right here. Now, I will say there is one thing that is missing here that I know a lot of you would like to have, and that's going to be the power folding functionality. They are manually folding, but you know what? That feature is here. At least it's here, and you can take advantage of the folding the mirrors in when you need to. We will have a conventional size sunroof. How many of you would like to have a panoramic sunroof? How many of you say it doesn't really matter? And here is the remote. Engine hold. That's Acura jargon for remote start. We've got lock, unlock, got your panic button right there. You'll find the body colored shark fin antenna and our spoiler here on the rear area. LED taillights will finish things off, another A-spec logo, and we'll find the dual exhaust. Under the hood is the 1.5-liter direct injection turbocharged 4-cylinder. It makes 200 horsepower and 192 pounds-feet of torque. It is mated to a CVT. How about your MPGs? Well, here are the potential numbers. Some of you may do better, some of you might not make it to this point. You'll have to tell us down in the comments what kind of numbers you are experiencing. 29 city, 37 highway, 32 combined, and 3.1 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. Your gas tank size will come in at 12.4 gallons. On a single tank of gas, and this is just like the MPGs, this is potential, you could get about 360 miles in a city. On a full tank of gas out on the highway, that number jumps to 460 miles. Cargo capacity comes in at 24.3 cubic feet with the rear seats in their upright position. If you fold those seats down and maximize your cargo space, that number jumps to 46 cubic feet. That's a lot of space. That's one of the big advantages of the Integra. Now, one thing I do wish was different here is the fact that you don't have a spare tire. You do have the tire repair kit. We need a spare tire on these Integras. We'll also find your interior lighting here in the rear cargo area. Your rear seat passengers will find plenty of room with the armrest and the door bin. You will find the yellow contrast stitching with this ebony interior. It's not only going to be here on the seats, obviously on the door panels, as you can see right there on the armrest. It will also be on the shifter boot up there. It's on the center console. Quite a few different places throughout the interior. We have the rear seat pocket only on the passenger side. Now, a question that a lot of people ask, can you recline these rear seats? No, you can't. You have a little recline built into them, but you cannot adjust that. We'll also find the fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in and a conventional size sunroof. The A-spec logo will be found on the door sills here with the front doors. And the passenger seat is power adjustable. Now, it doesn't have lumbar support, and you cannot raise and lower the height of the seat. Don't tell anybody who says, what is the sticker price? Down in the comments section that the sticker price is $40,995. Tell them to watch the video. They can get that information the same way you did. And there's a better look at the sunroof, opening the shade. This will tilt and slide open. You'll take care of all of that right here. And then you have your reading lights. Also the sunglass holder. I know a lot of people like to have that. Plenty of room here in the front seat area. We're going to open the glove box right there. Now the passenger seat and driver's seats up here are going to be heated. The driver's seat is going to be power adjustable. You can raise and lower the height of the seat, and you also have lumbar support. Seat memory right here on the driver's side. Controls for your side view mirrors. Lock and unlock the doors. There's the locks for your windows. And you also have your power window buttons. Now you'll notice the front two say auto, the back two do not. You will have to hold those buttons down to lower and raise the rear windows. These are going to be one touch down, one touch up for the front windows. We have a manually adjustable steering wheel. Drop a lever right there. You can adjust it tilt and telescopically. And here are your steering wheel mounted controls, everything for your adaptive cruise control right here. And then you have other controls over here for radio, voice commands, all that good stuff. You can also push in on that scroll wheel right there when you get to what you want to select. Scrolling through these areas, there we go. We'll just push in on that and you can change what you see on the left-hand side. Obviously, there are a lot of different options. Now, you can make a lot more changes with the scroll wheel right here. On the right-hand side, you can see that we can adjust the head-up display. And I don't know how well you can see that, but it is there. You can go in and make changes as you can see. Pretty easy to figure out what's going on where that's concerned. When you're ready to go back, you go back there, and then we just push on the scroll wheel. Again, like I say, a lot of customization here depending on what you want to do or what information you want to have displayed. On the right side, there's your compass for those who like to have that navigation, and several other features available depending on the information you would like to know about. Quite a bit going on here. Easy to figure out. All you have to do is go through, scroll through, and then select what you want. We're going to have the shifter paddles on the back of the steering wheel. Everything for your windshield wipers right here. And then over on the left-hand side, we'll have the turn signal lever. And you can leave your headlights on auto. You can turn your fog lights on and off right there. Another change for 2026 is the standardization of the 9-inch touchscreen. So that's all you're going to have. That's what you want, that's what you get. Now tell me what you think down in the comments section. A lot of people tell me this screen is too small. How large of a screen should you have? I'm always curious to know. But you have a lot going on here. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone, and then we have a lot of different things. We can go through different details and information. We can go into our vehicle settings, depending on what we need to do right there. That's going to be located right here. And this is easy to figure out, depending on what you need to know about. You have the graphics that go with everything and make it very easy to come in here and make changes. You do have your individual settings here if you want to do that. You can come right here and change everything. Comfort, normal, sport, depending on what it is you want to do. There's your back button right there. You can do those same things with steering. I'm not going to cover everything just because you'll see what it is. When you go into reverse, you will find your multi-view rear view camera with the trajectory lines. Now you only have the rear view camera here, but you know that at least you have that much. Dual zone climate control. Now one thing I didn't talk about, you do have USB ports in the back seat area, but no air conditioning vents. But an interior of this size, that shouldn't be a big deal. You do have heated seats for the driver and the passenger with 3 stages of heat. We will find our 12-volt power outlet and USB options. Also, your wireless charging pad. We also have the ability to go to individual mode right here if we want to. So there's a couple of different ways to do that. And then we can come to customize, and that takes us back to the screen where we were earlier, depending on what you want to change and how you want to set things up. A little bit of a different look overall, but that's what you have. And we have our drive mode selector right here. So here are our other driving modes. You're going to have normal, comfort, go back up here, and we go to sport mode. So a few different options where that is concerned. And we were talking about the yellow stitching. You're going to also have that baseball style stitching here on the interior of the steering wheel. conventional style shifters. So for those of you who are anti-push button shifters, you don't have to worry about that because that's just not here. We have the cup holders and the center console. There's actually a reasonable amount of space in the center console considering the size of this Integra. Okay, here we go on the test drive with the Integra. This is one of the best parts about owning an Acura Integra, is that it is so much fun to drive. Thanks to the sport-tuned suspension and the rigid body structure, the handling characteristics are phenomenal. You definitely will have a lot of fun, especially on the roads with a lot of twists and turns. If you're having a rough day, you can go out of the city limits and find a place to have a little fun with your Integra. Put it in sport mode and get out there and put it through its paces, and it will definitely fill the bill where that is concerned. And like I said earlier in the video, it does have a pretty good, comfortable ride quality for what it is. I'm not going to say it's Cadillac smooth, but you know what? It's definitely a good experience. The driver's seat is comfortable. As far as adjustability goes, between the steering wheel and the power adjustable seat for the driver, most people should be able to adjust things to where you're nice and comfortable and able to set things up where it's the perfect driving position for you, and you shouldn't have any trouble. In fact, for those of you that are really tall, maybe well over 6 feet tall, tell us down in the comments section how comfortable you are, and maybe you're not over 6 feet tall, maybe you're around 5 feet tall. Tell us the same thing. I know some of you are watching the video who can give us that information. For you, those of you that are wondering, I'm 5'10", so I'm a little in between all of that. But overall, it is a nice vehicle to drive, easy to learn and use technology. That's one thing that I like here. You've got the now standard across all trim levels 9-inch touchscreen. And one more thing about the driving experience is you do have the optional 6-speed manual transmission if that is something you want to go with. A lot of different options as far as different trim levels. You can go with the Type S and you'll have the most fun, that's for sure. It's also the most expensive model, but if you're willing to spend a little extra money, you can definitely have a good time as far as these Integras go. The gas pedal and the brake pedal, easy to manage, nice, responsive steering. It definitely does a great job of allowing you to enjoy the turns. I wasn't going very fast through there, but just one of those things. Couldn't really do too much today, but handling the corner just fine, no problems whatsoever. And as far as I'm concerned, you will find the most space here in the front seat. The back seat is somewhat roomy for this size of sedan, but you will also find that if you need the additional space, leg space, head space, you definitely need to sit here in the front seat. And there it is, the 2026 Acura Integra A-spec Tech. Does it offer the right features at the right price? Based on information presented in today's video, tell me what you think about that. It definitely has some great body lines. It's a lot of fun to drive. It has a comfortable ride quality considering the fact that it handles so well, and a lot of great additional features, exterior and interior technology-wise. It's all here. Curious to receive your feedback on what you think about this Integra. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at Acura for loaning me this Integra for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Please be sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.